It's an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball here in Northeast Grand Rapids as we bring you live to the Cat for the first of a three-game round-robin tournament for this Mother's Day weekend. Good morning, everybody, and welcome inside the broadcast booth. I know I've got my coffee. I hope you've got yours. My name is Reagan Cleaves, and it's good to be back on the airwaves of the Cougar Baseball Network here for the Catholic Central Cougars as they take on the Northview Wildcats for what is sure to be a good contest for these Catholic Central Cougars. Their record this campaign has been pretty darn good. They sit at a 10-4 record. Meanwhile, Northview has a 1-12. So Catholic Central has had a pretty darn good start to this year. And hopefully they can continue that here today. Well, as we mentioned, it is a Mother's Day tournament, so happy Mother's Day. I know it's a day early to all those moms at home listening to us, and we thank you for tuning in, spending your Saturday here with us at the Cat. Well, Catholic Central, as we mentioned, has had a really hot start to the season, 10-4. They will take on the 1-12 Northview Wildcats, and it's first of a three-game round-robin here this afternoon. Second game will be between Northview and Sparta. Sparta, again, sitting at the bottom of the OK Conference standings. Catholic Central sits second behind the number one team in the state, Forest Hills. And so Catholic Central hoping to use this weekend, use this tournament as a boost to their record and their standing in the OK Conference. Taking a look at the starting pitcher for Catholic Central, it will be at number one, Luke Kuzner, who last year has had, or who this year has played 4 games. He struck out 21. As we take a look through our stats here, Kuzner has allowed 13 runs on 18 hits, good for a 1.68 earned run average, so he's done pretty well this campaign. Record, he is 2-0, so through 16.7 innings pitched. So Luke Kuzner will take the mound for Catholic Central. He's been a good addition, or he's improved from last season. Last season he was, by default, the number one pitcher for the Catholic Central Cougars, but and he was the go-to start in the district finals against Grand Rapids Christian, but he was by far the best pitcher last season. But this year it's been a little bit more of a distributed lineup for the pitching rotation for Catholic Central. John Passanaw has played 5 games with a 4-1 record. Adam Wanzel 3-2. Gumke 5 innings with a ballooning 11.2 ERA. Ben Passanaw has also played a couple of innings with a 1-0 record, and the only other pitcher that for Catholic Central that has a record of anything to speak of is Alex Hillary, who's got an 0-1 record with a very much inflated 23.1 ERA through 4 innings of work. Well, things are getting set. They're having a mound meeting down below us. We'll step aside, and we'll be right back with first pitch live here from the Cat. It's Cougars and the Wildcats coming up next on the Cougar Baseball Network. Reagan Cleaves bringing you back here inside the broadcast booth as the first pitch is being thrown out by Terry Terrell, the Catholic Central president. Here as we're just about set for baseball from Gardner Field here in Grand Rapids, the first of a 3-game round-robin tournament for the Mother's Day weekend. And again, happy Mother's Day to all those tuning in here on the Cougar Baseball Network. We're just about set to get lineups underway, so we'll introduce the Catholic Central starting 9 for you. Around the on the bump, as we mentioned earlier, it's Luke Kuzner at pitcher and Peyton Klaus at catcher. We've got around the infield, Ben Passanaw at third, John Passanaw at second, Ben English at second base, and it'll be Jacob Pitt at first. But before we get to the rest, we'll pause for prayer. Here's Jim Lantu.
Thank you for the ability to participate today, whether as a player, coach, official, or spectator. Keep us mindful that our abilities are gifts from you. Open the mind of these athletes to play with pride in themselves, their family, and their school, and perform with the highest respect for their worthy opponents. As always, we do this in your name. Amen. Now let's meet the players for both.
That was Jim Lantu with the opening prayer, as is customary here at Gardner Field, the baseball field, and the track field as well here at Catholic Central. 2 fields under the same name here at the CAD. We're live on Cougar Puck Radio, or Cougar Baseball Network on YouTube here this morning into the afternoon. We'll have all 3 games of this tournament here for you here on the Cougar Baseball Network. As we'll go through the starting lineup for Catholic Central once more, as we got cut off there by prayer by the PA announcer Jim Lantu. So Kuzner on the bump, Klaus behind the plate, Ben Passanaw at third, John Passanaw at short, English at second, and Jacob Pitt at first. Left to right in the outfield, it goes Aiden Johnson, Austin Baxter, and in right, it'll be Nick Hoffman. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, the starting pitcher for Catholic Central, Luke Kuzner, he's got a 2-0 record, a 168 earned run average. He's got 21 Ks on the campaign, and he's only walked 6, so he's got a 2.1 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio, so he's been pretty good this season. Opponents are batting 273 against him, so he's had a good year thus far. As starting laps are introduced down below us, we'll step aside. So we'll do some warm-ups down below. So we'll step aside. We'll be right back for first pitch from Gardner Field at the CAD. You're watching Catholic Central Baseball on the Cougar Baseball Network. Players have been introduced, lines have been painted, warm-ups have been completed, and we're just about set and ready to go for first pitch from the Cat, Luke Kuzner at the plate, and it'll be Sam Pollock, the right-handed bat, tutting in for Northview. Kuzner working here from the stretch here to start, and the first pitch is a fastball in upstairs, and it'll be 0-1 here to Pollock. First pitch time is 10:09 here this morning. Kuzner sets in the 0-1, comes up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Pollock, the shortstop for Northview. Temperature outside is 55 degrees, feels like 52. We're set for a pretty cool day for baseball here, low 60s throughout the rest of the day, the 1-1. Check swing, it missed low and away, so after opening up with a strike, high in the zone, Kuzner misses outside twice, and it's 2-1. Kuzner waits, shifts the glove, and here we go, the 2-1. That's popped up high now, back behind us. Look out. People practicing on the track. That takes a high bounce on the track, and it'll be fouled off, or it'll even up the count at 2-2. Pollock, even stance, waves the bat over the right shoulder, awaits the 2-2 pitch from Kuzner. The step and the pitch. Missed high and away, and Klaus made his pitcher go chase that one a little bit off to his right, and we got a full count here, the first of the afternoon, or first of the morning, here from the Cougar baseball field. The payoff pitch from Kuzner. Swing, and that one's grounded toward third. It'll be picked up by Ben Passon on the hop, fires over in time for out number 1. So a 5-3 ground out for Sam Pollock, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Third baseman, number 12.
That'll bring up number 12, Jaden Bozak. Another right-handed bat. Here, the top 2 of this lineup for Northview. 1 down here in the top of the first. Kuzner already has retired 1 on 6 pitches. Time is called before Kuzner lobs it towards the plate, and that's something we have to keep an eye out for in the rest of the day. Kuzner takes a long time working from the windup here, getting the sign from Klaus. Here's the pitch. First pitch of the at-bat after that miscommunication, and that time call is misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes here on Bozak. Kuzner working from the first base side of the rubber. Another time call here by the home plate umpire.
Open for your convenience. Coffee, donuts, hot dogs.
1-0 still here to Bozak. Holds the bat steady over the right shoulder. That one misses upstairs. So 2-0 here on the Wildcats' third baseman. Corners are in for Catholic Central. Middle infield playing a little bit deep. That pitch curves in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Bozak. Wildcats wearing their red tops with white trim, red buckets, along with some white pants with red trim. Catholic Central wearing those blue jerseys. Another time call here in the middle of Kuzner's windup, and Klaus turns around to the home plate umpire and asks him, hey, what am I supposed to do here? You're not giving us any time to pitch. So Klaus calls time, goes out, talks with Kuzner, and tells him to hurry it up a little bit so we don't have more time calls in the middle of your windup here. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Jaden Bozak. Here's the kick and the pitch. Low and away, so we'll make it 3-1 here on Bozak. Kuzner comes set, the 3-1. Swing and a popped up into shallow left field. Johnson under it will make the grab for out number 2. So 2 down here in the top of the first with a fly out to left. That'll bring up the pitcher for Northview, Easton Denton. And for Northview, they elected to designate hit or to DH their first baseman rather than their pitchers. That one catches the outside half of the plate for Strike number one on the big right-handed batter for Northview. Nothing on one. Here the count and the pitch. Nice curveball on the inside half of the plate. Nothing in 2 on 2 pitches to Denton. He wears number 4. Upright stance. Bombs the bat up and down over the right shoulder. Here's the pitch from Kuzner. That's foul with the backstop. Good job to stay alive there by Denton. The pitcher for the Wildcats. For Northview, coming from the north side of town, here's the 0-2. Missed upstairs about head height on Denton, so that's the first ball of the at bat. 1-2. Slight bend at the knees. Here's Kuzner from the windup. Another foul ball back. Look out. It's the one problem with having a baseball field backed up to a track. And having track practice at the same time as a baseball game, you get a lot of foul balls back in this direction. As here up in the press box, which is on top. Oh, look out. That one comes in about head height on Denton. That'll even up the count at 2-2 here. One of the problems of having a baseball field backed up to a track field with practice in a game at the same time is that you don't get you get a ton of foul balls back in that direction. If you're not paying attention whilst you're running the quarter mile around the track, it's a good chance you get clobbered by a baseball. That one was fouled on the first base line, a little dribbler. So nothing to come of that. Count remains at 2-2. Two outs, nobody on. Here at Gardner Field. Outfield playing straight away. Infield playing deep as well. Kuzner from the first base side of the rubber, 2-2. Swing on a ground ball toward Ben Passanal. Scoop it up. And a long throw over. Did he get him? No, he did not. Running out the play was Denton, and an infield single for the Wildcat pitcher. That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 23, Isaiah Stoy.
Designated hitter, number 23, Isaiah
And they're going to courtesy run here for the Wildcats.
Let's look at the replay on that one.
Can't catch the number there. Is Jim Lander, the PA guy, wants to challenge the call at first base. I thought the throw beat him, but we're also about 130 feet away up in the air, and the umpire's right there, so he might have had a little bit of a better view on that one than we do. Oh, come on, I'm an umpire. I got to give him some credit. Short lead for the runner at first. Here's the first pitch in there for a strike to Stoy. 0-1. Here the count on the designated hitter, the senior for Northview. Nobody below a junior here on Northview. Catholic Central has a couple of sophomores, but no freshmen. They got a freshman team this year. Big cut and a miss there by Stoy. 0-2 now. Kuzner trying to get out of this inning after letting up an infield single to Denton, his counterpart. Hurler here today. Kuzner working from the set. Will step off and fire over. It looks like number 9 at first base, Wayne Top. At least we believe. He is the courtesy runner here for the pitcher. Kuzner comes set. The 0-2. Check swing, and he got him on the outside half of the plate. Stoy goes down on the first strikeout of the morning for Kuzner. And the Cougars escape the top of the first with nothing to show. We'll step aside. Bottom half and the top of the lineup coming up for the Catholic Central Cougars on the Cougar Baseball Network. Wild thing being played as the leadoff batter for the Catholic Central Cougars. John Passanaugh comes to the plate. This season, John's got a .500 batting average with 23 runs on 18 hits and 36 at-bats for the Catholic Central senior. Upright stance, holds the bat upright as well, swings it, and watches the first pitch come in from Denton on the inner half of the plate. 0-1 here on Passanaugh, the shortstop for Catholic Central. His brother's been busy through the top half of the first inning, getting a couple of plays his way at third base. Big breaking curveball coming up on the inside. Cousin for John Passanaugh. Been away from Catholic Central baseball for a bit too long. Should have known that one. Here's the 1-1. In there for strike number 2 on Passanaugh. He's hitting second, at least batting average wise for Catholic Central. Austin Baxter, the only guy ahead of him, the sophomore, who is batting at .520. So that misses down low. 2-2 now the count on John Passanaugh. With the even stance, Swing takes a couple of cuts and settles down in. The 2-2 from Denton. That's fouled off to the first base side. That'll keep the count at 2-2. Catholic Central worked a scoreless top half of the first inning here at Gardner Field. And they've got the top half of the order, obviously, coming up here in the first. Here's the 2-2s. That's grounded short up the middle. Denton picks it up. His throw over to first is well in time. So a 1-3 ground out for John Passanaugh for the first down. And that'll bring up Peyton Klaus, the catcher for Catholic Central. Klaus hitting middle of the pack for Catholic Central, 368 through 38 at-bats. 5 runs and 14 hits. He's got 3 extra base hits on 12 RBIs as well. 1 out, and the first pitch to Klaus. Catches the outer half of the plate for strike number 1 of the Catholic Central catcher. As we take a look around the infield and outfield for Northview, Denton is the pitcher. London is behind the plate, the 0-1, low and away. Bozek at third, Pollock at short. Logan Michalski, at second. Oh, that one came in and hit Klaus on the back, right on the white number 5 on the back of his blue numeral. So that'll bring up Luke Kusner as to hit by pitch. So 1 on and 1 out here for Catholic Central. And then finishing out the infield at first base, it's Robert Barnes, the senior, as he holds Klaus on here. Klaus takes a couple of steps and dives back as the catcher, London, faked the throw behind Klaus at first base. Klaus takes a 2-step, now 3-step lead, settles in. 1 another count here. Klaus takes off. That one got by the catcher, goes to the backstop. Klaus rounds second. He's going for third. Throw is well in time, but it hopped past the third baseman, Bozak. So a double steal there by Peyton Klaus. You could probably count that as a wild pitch for Denton, or a passed ball.
Graham Kaufman enters his courtesy
So it'll be
runner.
Graham Kaufman as the courtesy runner at
He goes from first to third, and then courtesy.
Do you know why?
No,
So you get his gear on to be ready at the end of the inning.
so
He's a
there's
catcher.
only 1 out.
that was also a ball. So 2-0 here on Kusner. Oh, that is in there for a strike on the up and inside corner. Around the outfield for Northview, it's Bitley, Miller, and Hutchings left to right. They're playing fairly straight away. Left of the infield is in, protecting against a Kusner bunt. Now this one's ripped up the middle. That will get down for a base hit. Kaufman will tag up and head home to give Catholic Central the 1-0 lead here at the Cat. Oh, problem with our score bug here. Pardon about that. We'll get that fixed. There we go. Just had the score bug linked to both the home score for both teams here. As up comes Jacob Pitt, the first baseman for Catholic Central. It's grounded first base side, possible to play, but Michalski elects just to get it to first, so that'll move Kuzner off of that RBI single to first to second base on that. So it's a 4-3 ground out for Pitt. That moves Kuzner to second. And that'll bring up Aiden Johnson. Aiden Johnson hitting .273 this campaign. He's got 9 hits and 1 extra base hit. Right-handed batter. Bends the knees. Holds the bat. Basically upright. Denton checks the runner and goes. That one's low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes here on the Catholic Central left fielder. Denton checks the runner and delivers. That one missed low and away. Here with runners in scoring position, Johnson is hitting .313. He's had 16 such at-bats. And right now the runner in scoring position is Luke Kuzner, the pitcher for Catholic Central. The 2-0. In there for a strike. Jack Gritza, I have been corrected, is running for Luke Kuzner. Here's a 2-1 count on Johnson. Denton comes set. The 2-1. Bending, breaking ball in there, caught the outer half of the plate. My counterparts in the broadcast booth not liking that call. I thought may have nipped the outside corner of the plate. Here's the 2-2 set from Denton. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Johnson. But the Cougars do get one across. Full step aside. Cougars leading 1-0 at the end of 1 here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Peyton Klaus has thrown down to second, so we're set for inning number 2. It'll be the catcher Ethan London, the senior for Northview, batting in the number 5 hole for Northview to lead off the top half of the second. Kuzner working from the windup. That's fouled back to the backstop off the end of the bat of London. 0-1 now, the count here in the second inning. Reagan Cleaves in the broadcast booth here for game 1 of this triple header for the Mother's Day tournament. Second game, this one's lined toward first and caught on the fly there by Jacob Pitt. Good snag there, reaching out with the glove in the left hand and grabbing it. So it's a line out for London to first, and that'll bring up the right fielder, number 16, Garrett Hutchings. Hutchings, a little bit of an open stance. Here holds the bat over his right shoulder and awaits the pitch, but that isn't coming as Kuzner steps off. He gets back on, working as he does in the windup from the right side of the rubber. That one misses high, just about the Northview lettering on the red jerseys for the visitors here today. 1 ball, no strikes on Hutchings. Here's the set and the pitch. Swings over that one. Here umpires today, Dale Dolman and Johnny Davidson. Can't tell you which one is where. Just know that they're both out there. And one of them's behind the plate, one of them's in the infield. That one curves in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Hutchings. Bitley on deck, and Michalski, the second baseman, in the hole here with 1 out, nobody on. Infield playing deep for Catholic Central, the 1-2. Swing and a ground ball towards second. Picked up by Ben English. Lofted over to first in time for a 4-3 ground out to Hutchings. So 2 up, 2 down for Catholic Central. Defensively here in the top half of the second. That'll bring up Caden Bitley for the Wildcats. He'll work with the open stance. Knees are straight for the left fielder. First pitch in there for a strike. Nothing in 1. Here the count. Center fielder Baxter offset to the right. Here's the 0-1. That one missed well outside for ball number 1 of the at-bat. Bitley, the number 7 hole, the left fielder for the Bitley, the junior here for the Wildcats. Awaits the 1-1. Here comes. Big leg kick from Bitley as he watched that in there for a strike on a big bending breaking ball. 1-2 the count here on Bitley. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top half of the second. Here's the 1-2 in there for a strike. 3 looking there by Bitley, the second one to end a Cougar defensive half of an inning as we head to the bottom half of the second. It'll be Passanaw, Baxter, and English for Catholic Central when we come back here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Ben Passanaw leading things off here in the bottom of the second for Catholic Central. As a leadoff batter, he's batting .250 as that one bounces about a foot in front of the plate and dribbles to the backstop on a hop for ball number 1 on Passanaw. Denton still the pitcher here for Northview in the second half, or in the second inning. 1 ball, no strikes here to Ben Passanaw. Swung on and fouled into the glove there of the catcher, London. 1-0 here on Ben Passanaw. Here's the set and the pitch. 1-1. This one bends in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ben Passanaugh.
1 and 2?
Yes.
Sorry, I was interrupted.
Here's the 1-2 from Denton. Swung on and grounded toward third. Bozick will pick it up on a hop and throw it over to Barnes in time for out number 1 here. And that'll bring up Austin Baxter here.
Center fielder number 20, Austin
Catholic
Baxter.
Central. Baxter on the campaign. He's hitting .520 batting average with 12 runs, 13 hits on 25 at-bats. Watches that one in there for a strike. Baxter wearing the knee-high pants with the stirrup socks. Here's the 0-1. Missed up and away. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Third baseman Bozek playing a little bit in for Baxter here as that one misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on the Catholic Central center fielder. Here's the kick and the pitch. Low and away. That'll be 3 balls and 1 strike. So after getting the first out and the first strike on Baxter, Denton has thrown 3 balls outside the strike zone and is in danger of walking the number 7 batter for Catholic Central. Here's the 3-1. And he missed low and away. And the first walk of the afternoon will bring up Ben English, the second baseman for Catholic Central, with a runner on first.
Ben English.
And there's a Catholic Central baseball camp coming up June 13th through 15th. Visit CatholicCentralSports.com for more information under the Summer Camps tab. That'll be right here at Gardner Field. Runner on first here is Baxter. Here's the set from Denton. The kick and the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball deep into left field. Bitely running back, and he can't make the grab. It's off his glove. And runners will advance 2 bases each as Baxter gets to second. That is certainly an error on the left fielder Bitely as he was running back off the heel of his glove. And that'll bring up number 6. Nick Hoffman, the right fielder. The right fielder for Catholic Central. As runners on second and third here for the 9-hole batter for Catholic Central. Hoffman batting .200 with a double to speak for his name with 3 hits. That one just caught the outside half of the plate. Nothing in 2 here on Hoffman. With runners in scoring position, Hoffman's 167 on the year. 1 hit and 6 at bats. As he swings over this one for strike number 3, a swinging strike. The second of the morning here for Denton, and that'll bring up the top of the order, John Passanaugh. Passanaugh, 6:15 batting with runners in scoring position. He's got 2 potential RBIs on the base paths. Baxter at third, English at second. English with a high fly ball into deep left on the warning track where Bitely misplayed it. It went off the heel of his glove. And now Passanaugh with 2 outs has an opportunity to extend this Catholic Central lead in the bottom half of the second. Denton comes set, working from the first base side. The kick and the pitch. Swing and foul it off, back to the right, look out on the track. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Passanaugh 0 for 1 today, grounded out to the pitcher. His first time up as the leadoff batter of this baseball game. He's got a 1-1 count to his name right now, hoping to bat home some runs. The 1-1. Missed upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. That pitch upstairs has been a bit inconsistent from the umpire through the first 3 half innings. It's been called a strike on some and not called on others. 2-1 count here to Passanoff. The kick and the pitch from Denton. Big bending, breaking ball on the inside. That one misses. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Passanoff. Klaus is on deck. He's scored the only run for Catholic, his running position has scored the only run for Catholic Central. Here's the 3-1 grounded up the middle. Pollock over to make the grab, but he'll throw it wild. And 2 runs will score as English and Baxter come home. A 2 RBI for Ben Passanoff as Catholic Central leads now 3-0 here. As that'll bring up Peyton Klaus.
Number 5, Peyton Klaus.
So English scoring from second on that one. As Klaus was all ready to go catch and has to take off his stuff. Leaves it there. Leaves it off for Aiden Johnson, who will scurry back to the dugout with that. So an E5 or an E6 puts Passanoff on first with 2 RBIs. As the Cougars lead now 3-0. 2 outs, 1 man on. Here at the Cat. And a 1-0 count as that first pitch missed inside on Klaus. Here's the pitch, runner goes outside. Was that a strike? As the throw down to second, not in time. The umpire may have signaled a strike. If so, that was well outside.
I'm calling the ball.
We'll wait to see whether the umpire gives us a count here. We believe it's 2-0. Runner on second with the stolen base there for Passanoff. In there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Here with 2 outs, runner on second. Klaus has another chance to bat somebody in here. As Denton steps off, forces Passanoff back to second base. 2-1 the count here on Klaus. Here's the pitch. Grounded up the middle, right to Pollock. Oh, pick it up. Throw over to first. And this one is on target and in time for the 6-3 ground out to Peyton Klaus. Cougars get 2 across in the bottom of the second with help from an error by the shortstop Pollock as we head to the third. It is 3-0 Catholic Central on the Cougar Baseball Network. Top 3, and it's Michalski, Miller, and top of the order here for the Wildcats, trailing 3-0 here to the Catholic Central Cougars. Here's the first pitch from Kuzner, popped up left side of the infield. Passanaw stumbled a second, but he regains his footing and makes the grab. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Here for Kuzner on a pop-up.
Center fielder number 10, Brett Miller.
To Ben Passanaw. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter. Number 10, Ben Miller for the Northview Wildcats. Here today, the right-handed batter, slightly open stance, puts his weight on the back foot and awaits the first pitch from Kuzner, which won't come for a little bit as Kuzner stepped off and now steps back on. Here's the first pitch. Shown bunt, and he missed on it. So that's a first strike to Miller on 1 pitch. Taking a first look at the out-of-town scoreboard here this afternoon. We'll take a look at the West Michigan Whitecaps here this week. They're in Lansing today at 7:05. That pitch misses upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike, evening up the count. They've had tough series against Lansing. They're 0 for 4. They're 0-4 through the first 4 games of that 6-game series as Kuzner shows some frustration after having time called right before his windup. West Michigan started hot this year, but has struggled as of late. Their last win came back on Sunday against Great Lakes as the second half of a doubleheader. They won 8-2 on that one, but since then have lost 7-1. Swing and a miss. They're 7-1, 6-5, 6-5, and 6-5 to the Lugnuts down in Lansing. So 3 straight games losing 6-5 is pretty darn frustrating if you're West Michigan. You're so close, but yet so far. Here's the pitch, fouled back to the backstop. That'll keep the count at 2-2. They play tonight at 7:05. You can listen to that one on the MILB and the Whitecaps website. Dan Hasty will have the call. They finish out that 6-game series tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. 2-2 here, the count to Miller. Next home series for West Michigan is they host Beloit at 6:35 on Tuesday. They'll be home all weekend. This one lined toward third and caught there by Ben Passanaw. So 2 plays by Ben Passanaw. First one was a bit of a pop-up, and this one bit less time to react for the third baseman. But nonetheless, he's made both of them, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Sam Pollock, the shortstop. He's 0 for 1 today. The ground out to Ben Passanaw. Passanaw's been busy through the first 3 innings here. He's had to make 3 plays, and he's had the ball hit his way a couple of times, including Denton's infield single. Here's the 1-0. Low and away, it bounces. So it'll be 2 balls and no strikes here to Sam Pollock. 6:35 is the time for both the Tuesday and Wednesday games for West Michigan. That one misses up and in. 3 balls, no strikes. So you're on Pollock. 6:05 is the first pitch time on Thursday for the matinee. 11 a.m. on Friday, 6:35 on Saturday, and 2 p.m. for the Whitecaps on Sunday to finish out that series next week. That's in there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike now on Pollock, trying to get on base to be the second base runner of the day for the Wildcats, the 3-1. This is outside, and that one wasn't even close. So a walk here for Pollock. He gets on base, and that'll bring up Jaden Bozak. The third baseman flew out to left his last time up. He's got 2 outs and a runner on first to work with here against Kuzner. Kuzner waiting for Bozak to settle into the box. He checks the runner at first and comes set. Here's the pitch. That one bounced in the dirt. Now Klaus lost it. And down to second is Pollock on a passed ball, wild pitch kind of thing that couldn't be corralled there by Klaus.
Safe call.
Want to know the count here?
I would charge that
Oh,
pass ball.
on Bozak. He's at second. Kuzner checks him before throwing. This one's grounded toward Ben Passanaw. Picks it up, bounces the throw. Did he get it in time? Yes, he did. Passanaw was able to get the pitch. Able to field it cleanly and fire it over. It bounced, but it got there in time nonetheless as we head to the bottom half of the third. Catholic Central leading 3-0 on the Cougar Baseball Network. Bottom of the third brings up Luke Kuzner, who had an RBI single back in inning number 1 to bring home Peyton Klaus. So he steps up as a leadoff batter for Catholic Central here, still facing Easton Denton. First pitch misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes here on the Catholic Central pitcher. As a leadoff batter, he's 1 for 3 on the campaign. This one's grounded toward third over the head of Bozek and into left field. So a leadoff single there for Luke Kuzner, and that'll bring up Jacob Pitt, the first baseman for Catholic Central. So Denton, that's the first leadoff batter he's allowed to get aboard here today. That one was just over the head of Bozak, who's playing shallow, or who's playing pretty in on the third base side. As he plays now, big cut and a big miss there by Pitt for 0-1. Reagan Cleaves on the call for you here on the Cougar Baseball Network. First of 3 games here on the network today as part of the Mother's Day tournament. Here we'll have Northview and Sparta coming up after this one before finishing off the day with Catholic Central and Sparta. So Northview and Sparta getting the doubleheaders. Catholic Central getting the buns. As this one sent to second, stepped on second, and the throw over is not in time to first. So Northview gets 1. Gets 1 out, but so Kuzner is sent off. That'll be a fielder's choice that allows Pitt to get aboard.
22, Aiden Johnson.
That'll bring up Aiden Johnson, who struck out to end the first. In his first at-bat, he's got a runner on first here with 1 out. Catholic Central leading 3-0 here in Game 1 of the Mother's Day tournament. Big breaking ball inside throw behind Pitt, not in time as he slides back safely. Johnson struck out on a 2-2 for the third out of the inning. Back in the first, Denton working with the first base side of the rubber from the set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the third base side.
Sorry, what was that?
0-2 the count. Here's that one was fouled back to the left. And our scoreboard operator slash PA guy not paying attention as usual. Jim Lantu. Denton stepped off and thrown back. That's not my problem, that's yours. Here's the 0-2 thrown above the head of Johnson. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Aiden Johnson.
Hey, Nate, why don't you go buy him a razor? I'm
gonna say maybe 3.
1 and 2. Here on Johnson, runner on first is Jacob Pitt. Here's the pitch. Foul it up, hit the netting upstairs. It'll keep the count at 1 and 2 here. Runner on first for Catholic Central. I never said I was the expert. Denton comes set.
I have no idea.
And the pitch. Comes inside, almost hit Johnson, but Denton unable to finish him off here. And evens up the count at 2 and 2.
What do we have?
Outfield playing straight away. Middle infield is deep. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a ground ball through the gap and into left. Runners will advance 1 and on with a 1-out single is Aiden Johnson, and Catholic Central is in business with runners on first and second with 1 out here to bring up Ben Passanoff.
Third baseman, Ben Passanoff.
Runners in scoring position. Ben Passanoff coming into today was batting .533, 8 for 15 on the campaign, and he's got Pitt at second, Johnson at first. Here with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Denton checks the runner and delivers. This one's into right field, in on the charge, and making the catch was the right fielder Hutchings, and that's going to be a double play to end the inning as Johnson was caught out running towards second. So an inning-ending double play from the right fielder Hutchings ends the inning, and so we'll head to the fourth with Catholic Central not getting anybody across for the first time this morning. We'll step aside. 3-0. Catholic Central leads after 3.
Number 4.
Kent River Supply pitching change sees Ben Passanaw move from third to the bump, and Graham Kaufman comes in at third base. So a couple of defensive changes for Catholic Central. Luke Kuzner must have been getting close to that 30-pitch limit, as Passanaw's first pitch comes upstairs and misses on his now counterpart pitcher Denton. 0-1. Denton singled to third his last time up on an infield single, or beat out the throw from Passanaw. That one misses low and away. 2 balls and no strikes here to Denton. For Kuzner, his line today was 3 innings pitched, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and a hit allowed. The only hit came from Denton here to third his last time up. Here's the 2-0 from Passanaw. Swing on a fly ball down the line and foul. Here for the first strike of the at-bat to Denton. We're in the 4th. Catholic Central leading 3-0 here to the Wildcats in Game 1 of the Mother's Day tournament here at the CAD. Reagan Cleaves on the call for you here in the Cougar Baseball Network. The 2-1 from Passanaw. Check swing. Didn't matter anyway. It's in there for a strike. Ben Passanaw comes into today with a 1-0 record through 6 and a third inning here for Ben. A 0.00 ERA. He went headhunting there on Denton for ball number 3, so a full count here to Denton. Here's Passanaw, gets the sign from Klaus, comes set. The payoff pitch. Low and away. And he walked him. So the first batter that Passanaw faces, he sees walk to first base. So Denton's on for the second time today. Let's see if the Cougars can hold up defensively. That'll bring up Isaiah Stoy, the designated hitter, struck out looking his first time up. That was the first of 2 strikeout lookings that Luke Kuzner had to end the first and the second innings. Ben Passanaw's got a man on first in Denton. Here's the set and the pitch. Upstairs, the throw behind Denton, not in time. He comes back safely. We're fixing some scoreboard troubles.
Is that right? 3-0?
Yeah, 3-0 is the score as they get that set out in right field. Pass it on, checks the runner, comes set. We'll throw over and force Denton back. 1 ball, no strikes here on Isaiah Stoy. The designated hitter runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw down to second is not in time. Has a good stolen base there from Easton Denton. Here, and it's a 1-1 count to Isaiah Stoy, and coming in, it'll be number 5. No, not number 5. Number 9. Wayne Top comes in to courtesy run for Denton. 1-1 the count here on Stoy. He struck out on 3 pitches his last time up. Passanaw comes set. Another 1-1. Big bending breaking ball in there for strike number 2 on the designated hitter. He's batting for the first baseman, Robert Barnes. Number 25, the senior for Northview. Playing only defensively here today. This one's grounded toward first. Pitt couldn't scoop it up, but they do get it in time as English comes over, helps out his first baseman, and Passanaw covers at first. And it is a 4-1 ground out. Don't see those very often. And that does move Top over to third. That'll bring up number 19, Ethan London, who is 0 for 1 with a line out to first his last time up. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Catholic Central leading 3-0 over Northview here today. Runner on third. That's a high fly ball into left field. Johnson camps under it. Coming in, makes the grab. There'll be a play at the plate. No, there won't, as that one goes high and away in London, with the sacrifice fly. Out to left, gets Northview on the board. It's 3-1 here in the top of the fourth. Aiden Johnson in left field on that left field. Playing left field, his throw is well wide. It was on its way initially, but either the wind took it or the natural arc of the throw. Grounded towards second. English picks it up on the second try and gets it over to first for out number 3. After 3.5 innings, Catholic Central surrenders a run, but they still hold the lead at 3-1 here. It'll be Baxter, English, and Hoffman to lead things off for the bottom of the fourth. We'll be right back as the Cougars try to extend their lead and get that run back. Austin Baxter, the lead-off batter for Catholic Central here to start the home half of the fourth, as we take a second look at the out-of-town scoreboard, this time for the Major League affiliate of the West Michigan Whitecaps, the Detroit Tigers, as Baxter whiffs on a outside fastball. He walked his last time up, came around to score. Here's a bending breaking ball in there. Baxter watches it into the strike zone, 0-2 here. Tigers today taking on the Houston Astros, 4:05. You can watch that on Fox Sports 1 or Valley Sports Detroit, depending on where you are. Or you can listen on 97.1 The Ticket in the Detroit area. Should be ESPN or Wood Radio in Grand Rapids. That one missed up and away and got past the catcher for the Wildcats, London. Denton still on the mound here for his fourth inning of work. Misses inside on Baxter, so two straight strikes, 2 straight balls. See the count even up at 2. Baxter represents the go-ahead run right now when he came around to score back in the second inning on a walk and a 2 RBI error by the shortstop when John Passanaugh lined one right toward the shortstop. Full count here. And the payoff pitch from Denton. And a curveball missed up and away, so from 0-2 to a walk for Baxter. He draws his second walk of the afternoon. That'll bring up Ben English, who reached on an error his last time up. Tigers will cap off their series against Houston tomorrow at 2:10. They've already lost the first two games Thursday and Friday, 3-2 both times after sweeping the Pittsburgh Pirates. Or no, not sweeping. They won the first game, lost the second, as they had a doubleheader on May 4th due to inclement weather makeup back on the 3rd. Runner at first is Baxter, 0-1 count. Denton throws over, not in time. It's the first of 3 games here on the Cougar Baseball Network here today. It'll be Sparta and Northview coming up right after this one. We're joined by Matt Geika in the booth for that one. 1-1, here the count on English. That one missed up and away. Tigers, after Houston, will return home for a return home as that one got past the catcher and is in there. English swung on that one and all got away from London, and Baxter stayed put at first. Tigers will host the Oakland A's for a 5-game set. They will play the road team as this one's fly ball into left. That'll get down in the gap. Rounding second and heading for third is Baxter, and the throw to second, not in time. Good base running there by Ben English. Realized the throw was going to the shortstop in left and not directly to second, and he steals a bag with a double there. And so we've got 2 runners in scoring position here for Nick Hoffman, who is 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position with that strikeout earlier today. Big lead at second there for English. The pitch missed up and in. So English with the key piece of hitting there on a double. He's had 2 hits into left. The first one was first one bounced off the glove of the right fielder. Big cut on a low and away fastball there by Hoffman. That evens up the count at 1 apiece. Catholic Central trying to regain a 2-goal lead, if not 2-run lead, not extended. I've been calling hockey for too long. This one's grounded towards short, picked up by Pollock, and the throw home in time. Baxter just stands there and looks at the umpire. That looked to be safe for sure, but the umpire called him safe, and out comes Tim McKinnon to talk about that with the home plate umpire. Even if it stands, that's a good play there by Pollock to go home with that.
That was a question.
And it looked like Baxter got the foot in beforehand, but it in there. It was a tag. It looked like Baxter got his foot in, but from where the umpire was, he got London got the tag applied, and so it's a fielder's choice for Hoffman. And Baxter gets called out at home. English moves over to third, so it's runners on the corners for John Passanaw with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Catholic Central comes in with a 10-4 record, looking to improve with a hopeful win today. Throw behind the runner at first, not in time. As Passanaw missed it. Jim Lintu makes a good point. You might want to send the runner next time he throws down behind. The catcher does a good job of throwing. This one's flown into right. On the run in is Hutchings. He let it drop. And he'll throw to second. Will it be in time? Yes, it will. Unfortunate piece of base running there for Catholic Central as Hoffman. Nothing he can really do about that. That's a 9-4 throw out there. But Passano does get the RBI hit into right on the single. And Catholic Central with Ben English scoring is now up 4-1 here at the Cat. Bring up Peyton Klaus. Grounds it down the first base side. Foul just before Barnes picks it up. So Passano 3 RBIs today. Kuzner has the other RBI. With Kuzner being subbed for, it should be Graham Kaufman on deck. And as we take a look over the on-deck circle, it indeed is Graham Kaufman, so he's on deck. Runner goes, pitch out, throw down, not in time. It got past the second, it got past the shortstop Pollock. Coverings of a stolen base for John Passano, his second on the day. He has been a prolific base stealer the last couple of seasons for Catholic Central. 1-1 the count here on Klaus. Pitch, grounded third base side, picked up on the run by Bozak. Over in time for out number 3. Catholic Central gets one across in the bottom of the fourth to answer the top of the fourth. Run by Northview will step aside, and Northview will be back up to bat with Ben Passano returning to the bump here for the 5th. 4-1, Catholic Central leads on the Cougar Baseball Network. Top of the 5th sees number 7, the left fielder for the Wildcats, Caden Bitely, to the plate, and Ben Passano still on the mound for Catholic Central. The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and the Cougar Baseball Network. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and the Cougar Baseball Network. First pitch misses up and inside on Bitely. 1-0. The count on the left fielder. He struck out looking his last time up to end the second. He'll foul this one to the backstop, even up the count at 1-1. So the Tigers, to go back to our out-of-town scoreboard look, they host the Oakland A's in a 5-game set. They will play the road team in one of those games as they rescheduled from May 4th. So Oakland will be the home team on 1-10 on Tuesday. 2-1 the count here on Bitely before. So it's a 4-game home set initially scheduled for the Tigers. Added that road game on May the 10th. The 2-1. That hit Bitely right on the elbow. So, it'll be hit by a pitch for Passanaw, and that'll send Bitely to first base for a leadoff hit by pitch. Logan Mikulski comes to the plate. He popped out to third his last time up.
Cut the darn lawn. My lawn and back's gotta be that tall.
Oh, I got feathers growing over here.
I'm gonna spend all day
For
outside tomorrow.
Ben Passanaw.
Go to church, spend all day outside.
Oh, look out. They throw behind the runner, but he took off. And a stolen base there for Bitely. Good piece of base running there by the left fielder, and that puts a runner in scoring position here for Mikulski. He's got a 1-0 count to work with, the second baseman. Outfield, giving him a big gap in left center. As now he shows bunt, pulls it back, throw down to second. That got past the shortstop, John Passanaw, but good coverage there by Austin Baxter in center field to come over and make sure that Bitely didn't advance over to third there. Johnson playing closer to the line in left. As we said, a big gap in left. Now that's bunted right toward Ben Passanaw. I'll pick it up cleanly over to first in time for out number one, but a good sacrifice bunt there for Mikulski, and that'll bring up Brett Miller, the number 9 hitter. He lined out to third his last time up, but we'll see if he can do something here today with a runner on third, trying to get back into this as the outfield shifts to the right. Expecting Miller to hit that way. One out, runner on third for Miller. 0 for 1 today. Ground ball, first base side, picked up by Pitt, and the throw over is in time. So a ground out for Miller, but he gets the RBI anyway, as Bitely comes home to score, and Northview gets back in the game. It's a 2-run game here at the Cat. That'll bring up the top of the order. Another 3-1 ground out for Miller. First pitch to Pollock is in there for a strike. He's 0 for 1 with a walk back in the third and a ground out to third back in the first. Watches that in there for a strike on the first pitch. Passanaw, the 0-1. In there for a strike. Passanaw, one of 4 Catholic Central pitchers to have a win to his record. Cougars are 10-4. An East Grand Rapids game that didn't go long enough to count as a game, as this one's fouled to the backstop.
Oh, the guy used to be the sister, yeah.
Nothing in 2 here on Pollock.
It's Kirk, I think. Nice guy.
2 outs, nobody on here in a 2-run ball game
Yes.
from the Cat in the first of 3 games of this Mother's Day tournament. Northview and Sparta coming up next. This one bounces in the dirt in the left-handed batter's box. 1-2 the count now to Pollock. Miller with the RBI, ground out to first. Pulling Northview back within 1, or back within 2. Here's the 1-2 from Passanaw. Up and away for ball number 2. Evening up the count here. Passanaw leans and gets the sign from Klaus. They don't come set. The 2-2. Swing and a ground ball toward third. Kaufman couldn't handle it. And he'll throw over to first. And Jacob Pitt able to do damage control and not let that baseball get by him. But an error there by Kaufman Sees a runner on first with 2 outs. Northview has played some good small ball here in the top half of the 5th, with Michalski on a sacrifice bunt to the pitcher to advance Bitely to third, and then Miller ground out to first, which brought the runner home. Throw over to first here by passing a high. But Pitt's able to get it and come down with the baseball, but no chance to apply a tag. 2 out, runner on first. Here for Bozak, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a line drive up the middle over the head of John Passanaw, and a 2-out single. Thereby, Bozak puts runners on first and second for the pitcher, Easton Denton. So, potential for a big inning here for the Northview Wildcats. Is out of the dugout comes Tim McKinnon, the Catholic Central head coach. So we'll come try to talk Ben Passanaw down on the mound. This is the most batters that the Wildcats have sent to the plate in this baseball game. In an inning in this baseball game, they've got Denton becoming the 6th batter of the inning for the Wildcats. He is 1 for 1 with a single to third and a walk. As well, he came around to score back in the 4th, the first run of the game for the Wildcats, as McKinnon comes off the mound and has successfully, for the meantime, talked down his pitcher. Talk strategy with his infield. As I said, Denton 1 for 1. Comes to the plate, slightly open stance. Stands upright, holds the bat over his right shoulder. Wobbles it a bit, but keeps it mostly steady. Passanaw checks the runner at second. And the pitch. Upstairs, the umpire was ready to call that a strike. And he checked himself. As in, he didn't call that a strike. That's a 1-0 count here to Denton.
It's a strike. He went through it.
He was nowhere near going through that. Here's the 1-0 in there for a strike. This one is fully signaled by the umpire.
That's a makeup one.
1 ball, 1 strike. That was right down the middle. I think he's fine.
It's down here on the ground.
Runners on first and second here for Easton Denton. 2 outs. Top of the 5th, 4-2 Catholic Central leads. That one missed upstairs. Throw it on to second. Passanaw has to jump up to catch Klaus's throw. And either way, sliding back in time was Sam Pollock. 2-1, the count here on Denton. As far as we know, he's still on the bump, working into the 6th inning for Northview. He's a good day of work. He's settled down since the first 2 innings, where he allowed 3 runs in the first 2. Big curveball in there for strike number 2.
Should have been strike number
Leaving up the
3.
count at 2-2.
Because he should have signaled the first one.
Straight ball, strike 2.5.
2 outs, 2 men on here for Northview. Even count 2-2 for Easton Denton, the pitcher.
1.5 balls, 2.5.
Passanaw comes set. Checks the runner. The kick in the pitch, runner goes. Swing and a ground ball up the middle, right to John Passanaw. Flip over to second in time for out number 3. Cougars escape that one, only allowing 1 across the plate for the Wildcats. Into the home half of the 5th. Catholic Central has Kaufman, Pitt, and Johnson up to bat. It's 4-2 Catholic Central here in the Mother's Day Tournament. Here comes the boom, plays over the speakers as up to the plate steps Graham Kaufman in to face the new pitcher for the Wildcats, Kurjan Tanis. As Tanis' first pitch delivery is swung on and missed there by Kaufman. Through 4 innings, Easton Denton had 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 5 hits, and 4 earned runs as he leaves Tanis with a 4-2 deficit here in the bottom half of the 5th. Second pitch misses up and away for Kaufman. Kaufman comes in after Kuzner was taken out of the baseball game from pitcher. This is his first at-bat of the contest, and he's got a 2-1 count to his name. On the year, Graham Kaufman that's out of the zone for ball number 3. Graham Kaufman batting 400, 2 for 5 on the year. Hasn't played a ton, but obviously gotten a couple of things in there. 3-1. That's in there for a strike. Looked below the knees, but called a strike by the umpire nonetheless, and it's 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch from the right-hander. Up above the head of Kaufman, and he walks. So a good drawn walk there by Graham Kaufman. For him, that's his 6th walk of the campaign. So a good job by him to draw a leadoff walk, and that'll bring up Jacob Pitt, the first baseman. He is 0 for 1. He reached on a fielder's choice his last time up after grounding out to second. Warming up in the bullpen for Catholic Central is Austin Baxter. That one missed inside. First pitch to Pitt.
He's their closer.
Adam Baxter, the closer for Catholic Central. Played 5 innings this year, and he's been pitching pretty darn well. High fly ball into right field. That one is foul. That'll hit the little patch in left field outside the fence in the softball field out to our right. 1-1 the count here on Jacob Pitt. Catholic Central leading 4-2 here from the Cat. Here on the first of a triple header of action here on the Cougar Baseball Network. We'll have Catholic Central's final game of this tournament later today at 3. Sandwiched in the middle of both of those CC games is a Sparta Northview game that we'll have here for you. Matt Geika will join us for the call of that game. 2-1 the count here to Pitt. Checking the runner. There is Tanis. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes upstairs. Throw down to second. Not in time. Good slide in there by Kaufman with a stolen base. And Pitt has worked the count to 3-1. For Kaufman, that's his 6th stolen base of the year, as this one's ripped down the right field line and foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now to Pitt. With runners in scoring position, Pitt's 583 on the campaign coming into today. The payoff pitch. Low and inside. Kaufman takes off for third on the pass ball, and he gets there. Good running there by Kaufman, and that'll move Pitt to first on the walk, and Aiden Johnson coming up for Catholic Central. He's 1 for 2 today with a single into the gap and into left his last time up. Runners on the corners here. And coming into today, Johnson batting .313, 5 for 16 with runners in scoring position. Again, Austin Baxter warming up in the bullpen behind Catholic Central's dugout. That one caught the outer half of the plate. 0-1. Here on Johnson. In the bottom half of the 5th, Catholic Central and Northview in this Mother's Day tournament, game number 1. That one got past the catcher, and thus Pitt will move to second. Kaufman stays put at third, and we got a 1-1 count here Couple of passed balls past the catcher,
Which side?
Ethan London. The 1-1. Swing and a foul back to the right side. That'll move the count to 1-2 in favor of Kurgentanis. Catholic Central has 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out here. In the bottom half of the lineup coming up and passing on deck, Austin Baxter, the center fielder, who's warming up in the pen, my guess is going to be substituted for. I guess, but still I don't see where he'd go. Maybe take Ben Passanaw out. Now line past the shortstop, Pollock. Coming home to score is Kaufman, rounding third, and heading for home is Jacob Pitt. The throw will not be in time. It goes wild. And now heading for second, Aiden Johnson stumbled. And so, with a hit into left that scores 2, Johnson only gets to first base on a 2 RBI single. That extends the Cougar lead. They lead now 6-2 with Kaufman and Pitt coming home to score. So Catholic Central getting another 2-run inning here and still nobody out. And a good piece of hitting there by Johnson, getting 2 RBIs, but somehow only ending up at first. Pitch is cut the up and away corner on Passanoff for strike number 1. Baxter has come in from warming up in the pen, so my guess is he's going to take his cuts. Should the batting order get there? Line drive, caught it, third, and the throw over. Good double play there to end the inning for the Wildcats as Passanaw lines out to third, and Johnson gets caught out on that. We'll head to the 6th. Catholic Central leading 6-2 here in the 5th.
That's Johnson's second running error in this game.
Top of the 6th sees another Dempsey Ventures Pitching change for Catholic Central. On the hill now is Austin Baxter. Ben Passanaw moves back to third, moving and shifting Kaufman to where Baxter was in center field. Top of the sixth, Catholic Central up 6-2 here.
It's not going to be next year.
At the Catholic Central baseball field. First pitch from Baxter, a nice cutter, caught the outside of the plate
That's right.
for strike number one.
That's right.
Catholic Central has only been kept off the scoreboard in one inning, and that was back in the third. Swing and a miss for strike number two here on Stoy. Nothing in two as he swung on and missed on that curveball. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Austin Baxter.
Yeah.
Gets the sign from Klaus, the step, the kick, and the pitch. Ooh, that one missed low and away on a fastball. He yanked that one down into the right-handed batter's box.
And I think he forgot to let go of that.
Austin Baxter, through 5 innings of work, is a 6.46 ERA. He's allowed 4 earned runs on 5 hits and 9 runs on the year. That one misses outside once more. Same pitch location as the last one. Looks like he just hooked that just a little bit. 2-2 the count now. Opposition batters are batting .278 against him here this season. Baxter from the windup, the 2-2. Ooh, that one went headhunting in on Stoy. Stoy's 0 for 2 today. Is that one? Let's count a full count here. 3-2. Count here on Stoy. Baxter trying to get a good start to his outing here. The payoff pitch. Inside and up. And he walked him. So Stoy reaches for the first time today. He remains 0 for 2 on the day, and that'll bring up the catcher, number 19, Ethan London. And out comes Tim McKinnon for a mound visit. That'll give us a chance to look at the upcoming baseball camp for Catholic Central here. It'll be June 13th through 15th here at Gardner Field. You can visit CatholicCentralSports.com for more information underneath the Summer Camps tab. Tim McKinnon and the rest of the coaching staff here at Catholic Central going to run that one. Looking for a good turnout this summer. They had a really good turnout last spring for their last outing at their for their summer camp. Home plate umpire coming out to break up that meeting. As Baxter will stay in with a runner on first. He lost the first batter of the game. For Austin Baxter, that's his 6th walk of the campaign. Baxter leans in, gets the sign from his catcher Peyton Klaus. The set from Baxter. Kicking the pitch. Low and away, that got past Klaus and hustling over to second.
It's not Austin Baxter.
Brett probably figures it should be Serba Fields.
You know what? He might have been one of the best.
Is the runner, doesn't look like that's Stoy, but it's a
One of their coaches, too.
passed ball. Moves Stoy over to second.
What, the semifinals?
London,
They got the final.
the catcher,
Was it the finals?
has a 1-0 count here. The 1-0 offering on the outer half of the plate evens up the count with a call and strike. Baxter leans in, getting the sign from Klaus, and comes set. Full kick and deliver. Up and in. As London had to back away from that, almost hit him. 2-1 the count here on Baxter. Baxter trying to keep this 4-run lead for Catholic Central here. He's got a runner on second to deal with, though. The 2-1 offering. Swing and foul back to the backstop off the end of the bat there from London. That would leaving up the count, and as Jim Lantu says, that is certainly a gift, as that one was about a foot outside.
So I talked to Shoney last night.
Yeah, you bet it.
There's a big gap here between Ben Passanaw at third and John Passanaw at short, but he was just holding the runner on as John backs off. That one's in the dirt,
He says, I ain't coming back.
and it's 3-2.
That's it. I talked to him. He says it was a Tuesday.
Outfield playing straight away here for Catholic Central. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. The count to London. He's 0 for 1 with the sacrifice fly back in the 4th. The set from Baxter. The payoff pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Left side into the Catholic Central dugout. So we remain at full.
Because you know if she takes it, she'll be there all day taking everything.
Well, no. Which man will we do them all?
Baxter comes set. John Passanaw holding the runner on, backs off. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball. Third base side. Picked up by Ben Passanaw on the hop. Fires over to first in time. And the throw to third. No, and dropping the ball there was John Passanaw. So a good choice there by Catholic Central to get the runner on a 5-3 get the batter on a 5-3 ground out for the first out of the inning. However, that moves the designated hitter Stoy over to third and brings up the right fielder Hutchings. Garrett Hutchings, this tall, lanky senior, steps in, upright stance, slight lean to the upper body. Baxter, that kick in the pitch. Ooh, that came in, almost hit the batter on the left arm, but he was able to turn away from it. 1-0. The count.
Close, but no cigar.
Pardon?
Close, but no cigar.
Baxter with a runner on third. The kick in the pitch. That one missed upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. As the players from Sparta are trickling in. Go to take their batting practice out beyond the fence and foul territory in the left field line. The 2-0 from Baxter. Curveball missed upstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. Here, bit of a shaky start here from Austin Baxter with a 4-run lead to protect. Baxter comes set. The 3-0. Comes inside and he missed. Ball 4, second walk of the outing
That's fine, Reagan. He was just setting up
for
a double
Baxter. It'll put runners on the corners.
play. Number 7.
That does set up the double play, but I doubt that was intentional.
Oh, that was intentional.
You guys are both really reaching.
It's easier to get 2 than 1.
Klaus comes out from behind home plate, gives signals, and goes back behind the dish. With now Bitely at the plate. Very open stance. The bat over the right shoulder, keeps swinging it gently. First pitch from Baxter, bounced in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Ben Passanaw in at the corner, at third base. Protecting against the bunt here. Line drive into left field, that'll get down. And an RBI single there for Caden Bitely. Gets the Wildcats their 3rd run of the morning. And they're back within 3 here. Moving runners, moving Hutchings
Logan Mikulski.
to second base.
Now they got to play it. Any base out there.
And that does put the force at every base. As Michalski comes in, the second baseman, left-handed, slightly closed stance here. Front foot a little bit ahead of the right, front foot ahead a little bit of the right. Back foot, this one's popped up toward third. Shielding his eyes from the sun is passing on the way back, and he dropped the baseball, but it's foul. here. That was a close call there for Catholic Central.
It's just a long strike, Ray.
Nothing you can really do about that one. That's sun's in your eyes there. Folks, if I mess up at any point, I'm blaming Jim Lanto. It's been his goal for the last 2 years. Would have been 4, but COVID happened. Throw down to second, well off target there from Peyton Klaus. As Michalski has a 1-1 count here. 6-3 Catholic Central leads here at the Cat. Game 1 of a Mother's Day tripleheader here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Here's the 1-1. Again, that missed outside. That got past Klaus. And both runners advance on the wild pitch. So this is not going well. First 4-5 batters here for Austin Baxter, pardon.
Yeah, there you go.
I've been messing that one up all day, Jim.
Adam's probably listening to you. He's waiting to Celine
I know.
for the boys lacrosse game today.
Yeah, boys lacrosse playing in Saline, both JV and varsity out there. 2.5 hour drive. Here's the 2-1. In there for his strike at the knees. Evening up to count it 2 apiece. Only one out here to Austin Baxter's name. Coming in relief of Ben Passanov, stands at third on the infield grass. Baxter, the set, the kick and the pitch. Swing and a pop-up shallow left field that'll get down. Coming home to score on the RBI single is Garrett Hutchings, and just like that, it's a 2-run ball game here at the Cat. 2 runs in the inning to Austin Baxter's name. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter as Tim McKinnon comes out for mound visit number 2 of the inning. Here we'll step aside. We'll be right back with the conclusion of the top half of the 6th. 6-4 Catholic Central leads the ball game. Reagan Cleaves, now joined by Matt Geika here in the broadcast booth as a pitching change has occurred. Graham Kaufman comes in from center field, and that's going to be a balk right there, or is it just going to be time?
The guy stepped out of the batter.
Okay, guy stepped out of the batter's box, so never mind, we're good.
I think he's getting a little dicey here, Reagan. I joined for the the climax of today's game.
Yeah, as that one's a foul ball, first base side, and we'll bring the count to 0-1. Miller, the batter here, 0 for 2. He grounded out with an RBI to the first baseman back in the fifth, his second appearance in as many innings here. Runners on first and second here, with Miller at the plate. 2-run inning as Adam Baxter allowed a couple of runs. He is responsible for both runners, in fact, as Kaufman's pitch is in the dirt. 1-1.
Yeah, while I'm down here, I'll have my shoe.
As Kaufman leans down to tie his shoe there, evening up the count, or as he stumbled down about 10 feet, not halfway between the pitcher's mound and the plate. He'll tie his shoe and get back to the mound of the 1-1 count here on Miller. Baxter's line, he pitched 1/3 of an inning, 2 walks, no strikeouts, 1 hit, and 2 earned runs, or 2 runs allowed. He's responsible, though, for the 2 runners on base. Kaufman, the 1-1. Bunted, first base side, and miscommunication between Kaufman and Klaus leads to bases loaded here with 1 out.
Well, he was trying to bunt the entire time. Got it done, but obviously in a spot that caused the Cougars some issues.
Yeah, as it
Number 3.
Kaufman left the baseball for Peyton Klaus, and now Tim McKinnon's going to come out for his 3rd mound visit of the inning. This time his first with Graham Kaufman on the hill. And it's been a shaky 6th inning here for Catholic Central. Came in with a 4-run lead and have allowed 2, and now with the bases loaded, 1 out. Doesn't look too good for Catholic Central.
Yeah, trouble time right now, and obviously still another inning to go in this one too, but Northview not wasting any time.
And looks like Graham Kaufman's going to come out, and Catholic Central's going to bring in John Passanaw. So we'll step aside as the Cougars have Passanaw warm up, and just to get it over with, John Passanaw comes in, and we'll step aside here on the Cougar Baseball Network.
His ace is a reliever.
Top of the 6th, John Passanaw coming in on another Dempsey Ventures pitching change here. That moves, and they'll bring in Luke Kuzner, who started this game pitching. Comes in at short, and Passanaw's first offering to Pollock misses up and in. Pollock had to duck away from that one. Pollock is 0 for 1 with a walk and a reaching on an error earlier in this one. The pitch from Passanaw in there for strike number 1. Cougars bringing in their ace. He's 4-1 on the campaign, 16 innings with allowed 15 hits, 13 earned runs, good for a 5.96 ERA. He's got bases loaded, all inherited. Shown bunt all the way, and that's going to get by. Peyton Klaus is going to throw down to second. Did they get him? No, they did not. And Luke Kuzner not happy about that one. So that's a close play there.
Just daring the Cougars to throw down, and they did, and nearly cost Northview.
Yeah, and Kuzner's pleading his case with the infield umpire there. And didn't have a good angle on that one. Did the umpire, and it is what it is. 2-1 the count here on Pollock. Tying run stands at second base here. The kick and the pitch. Swinging a foul ball off to the right. Even up the count at 2-2.
Just walking in here, Reagan, the wind is definitely freshening. It's blowing over 10 miles an hour coming from the east, so blowing across the field from right to left. Keep that in mind, any fly ball with one away here.
Yeah. Here's the 2-2. Curveball missed on the inner half. Full count now for John Passanaw. 2-2 actually, as the umpire signals.
2-2.
That's what he signaled. Passanaw gets the sign from Klaus, comes set. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him, strike 3. So Passanaw comes in, strikes out the first batter he sees. That's good for out number 2, and that'll bring up Jaden Bozak.
12, Jaden Bozak.
Perfect outcome for Catholic Central. Now they can relax a bit, play a little deeper on the infield.
And they don't have to protect with the force at any base here as that pitch comes inside in and out of the glove of Peyton Klaus as he popped up. Trying to stay on his toes here. 1 ball, no strike the count. Here to Bozak. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Singled his last time up before getting caught out to end the inning. Pitch up high. Did not go 2-0. The count.
The Cougars outfield relatively shallow as well.
2-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike now here to the third baseman for the Wildcats. A much tighter game here in the latter couple of innings than we expected coming in. Northview 1-12 on the campaign as that fastball catches the outer half. Catholic Central 10-4. So coming in, we expected this to be a little bit more of a Catholic Central game, but the latter half, a rough inning for Austin Baxter. Sees John Passanaw coming in here. He's got a 2-2 count on Bozak. The kick and the pitch. Oh, that one missed just low. Below the knees, and good patience here by Bozak to work the count to full.
Have to imagine that's where Passanaw wanted to throw that. Just didn't get the chase.
Passanaw. Bases loaded here, 2 outs. Top of the 5th, here's a pitch, or top of the 6th, there's a pitch popped up, and that will go just too far into the Catholic Central bullpen. And we remain at full count here.
If the wind was blowing the other direction, might have had a chance, but that was about 10 feet out of play.
Runners on each base. Bitely at third. Chalski at second, and Miller at first. 7-8-9 covering the bases. This 2-hole batter, Jaden Bozak, at the plate. He's got a full count against the Catholic Central ace, John Passanaw. Passanaw steps onto the rubber with a full count. Comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing and a fly ball into right field. Foul.
5 feet foul. It looked like trouble off the bat, but sliced just enough.
This has been long at bat.
If that one drops in, it at least ties the game.
If not, gives Northview the lead which would not be ideal here. Catholic Central trying to protect a 2-run lead. They came into this inning with a 4-run lead, but 2 runs are the first and third batters of the evening. Here's the 3-2, walked in a run. So Bozak heads to first. Bately comes home, scoring his second run of the ball game, and John Passanaugh walks his first batter that he sees here today.
3 really good executed pitches prior to that one, but hey, give Bozak credit. Waited him out, fouled off 1, fouled off 2, got the walk.
Now it's a 1-run ball game, 6-5. Top of the 6th, Catholic Central up by 1. That pitch by Passanaugh was low and away. Bounced away from Klaus. 9th batter of the inning here for Northview, Easton Denton. Up at the plate, he's 1 for 1 with a single, a walk, and a fielder's choice that ended the inning. Back in the 5th. Here's the 1-0 from Passanaugh. Swing and a line drive. Foul once more down the first base line. That's been 3 pitches that have been cranked down the right field line, but have landed about 10, 15 feet foul for John Passanaugh against the last 2 right-handed batters.
He's been working almost exclusively to the outside part of the plate to these 2 consecutive right-handed hitters. Denton almost made him pay.
Here's the pitch, grounded towards short, picked up by Kuzner, and a miscommunication that's flipped. 2 runs are going to score, and Northview is going to take the lead here in the top of the 6th. My goodness, a miscommunication by Kuzner and English. Kuzner flipped the baseball to English. English was not expecting it, and 2 runs come across. Michalski and Miller, and we've got runners on the corners here. The fielder's choice, Denton reaching, and coming up to the plate, it'll be Stoy, and the Wildcats have batted around in a big inning here for the Wildcats.
Hard to blame that on Kuzner either, because it looked like English was covering the bag, but he just wasn't ready for the flip.
And it's mistake after mistake for Catholic Central here. A shaky start to the inning with Baxter, who now has 4 earned runs to his name, 1 for Graham Kaufman. Kuzner's responsible for both the runners on. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. For Stoy. Swung the first pitch. Here's the second. That's in there for a strike. Throw down to second was late. And they don't get him. A good stolen base there by Denton. And an 0-2 count here on Stoy. Passanaugh trying to get out of the inning, in which the Cougars have surrendered 5 runs. Came in with a 4-run lead, and now trail by 1. That pitch is strike 3. That one was about shoulder height on Stoy. He's not happy as well. He should not be. But the Cougars get out of that one, but without getting out with a lead. They trail by 1, heading to the bottom of the 6th. Catholic Central trails 7-6 to Northview. You're listening to Catholic Central Baseball and watching on the Cougar Baseball Network.
Sam Pollock into the ball game for the Northview Wildcats. The Cats going for their second win of the year. They just scored 5 runs in the top of the 6th with the help of a Catholic Central error. And now the Cougars have 2 at-bats to try to make up this deficit. Trailing it by 1, 7-6. This is Matt Geika live with you on Cougar Baseball Network from Gardner Field on a gorgeous Saturday. First week of May. We deserve this after the difficult spring it's been weather-wise. So yes, Pollock into the game to pitch for Northview and Coach Jason Denton. Sam Pollock, the junior right-hander, as you can see there on your screen. And for the Cougars, the bottom third of the order due up, Baxter, English, and Hoffman to try to make up this deficit. The Cougars have led the whole way, 1-0 after 1, 3-0 after 2, 4-1 after 4, 6-2 after 5, but the top of the 6th, well, they hope it's not a decisive inning, but 5 spot tough to overcome. Good thing for the Cougars, they are just down by a single run. Thanks to Reagan Cleaves for having me on the Cougar Baseball Network. I got a chance to call Cougar hockey this winter and early spring. It was a thrill to be on Cougar Puck Radio. And now the boys of spring are out here for the Cougars, and it's Baxter, the center fielder, standing in, tight against the plate, swing and a miss on the off speed, 0-1. Baxter has walked twice today, scored a run back in the second. This fastball just creases the outside corner, apparently 0-2. That one had some tail on it. You can see the breeze freshening, fluttering Pollock's sleeve. Ground ball up the middle, shortstop making the play, throw on to first, and Baxter is out. So Tanis moving over to short for Northview and making a nice play. Kiergan Tanis, the senior, ranging to his left and throwing out Baxter.
Number 3, Ben English.
English, the second baseman, he was involved in that pivotal play in the top half of this inning. It's when Kuzner's tossed to the bag trying to get the force to keep the Cougars ahead 6-5. Went by English, who didn't appear to be ready for it. So English takes this one for a ball outside. Another righty against the right-handed pitcher. There is an off-speed breaking ball and a good one in there for strike 1. Count even. Cougars need a base runner. Another slow curve and another strike called. 1-2. English in the hole. 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th. Cougars down 7-6. High pop to right. Make it bending back out of play. Foul. In the direction of the Northview dugout. We'll do it again. English has reached twice. Once on an error. Scored a run in the second. And doubled and scored in the 4th. Ready for the 1-2 again. Another slow curve. This one pulled foul down the left field line. English has to be ready to hit here. Pollock has been around the plate big time since he entered here in this inning. Another windup and a pitch. This one's up and away. Good eye from English, 2-2. Two and two on the ground, left side, in the air, left side, lost track of it, and it's a diving catch by Bitely. What a play from Northview's left fielder to make it 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. Caden Bitely comes up with the diving play on the liner to left by English. Now Hoffman, the number 9 hitter, the right fielder. Struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. Here's a soft tap to the third baseman, Bozak. Throws across the diamond, and it's dropped. Cougars get a base runner with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Barnes, pardon me, for Northview. Appeared to be a decent enough throw to pull in.
Number 2, John Passernow.
At any rate, the Cougars have action, and we'll flip over the lineup to Passenaw. So the Cougars commit a fielding error in the top half of this inning, and now Northview a little sloppy on the field with a chance to get through the inning 1-2-3. Instead, the out not completed at first base, and now we're going to have a change for Northview. Isaiah Stoy, the senior, takes over for Barnes at first base after that miscue.
Yeah, Barnes, who had been the DH, or who had been DH'd for this entire game, with Stoy now is substituted out after that throw from third seemed to go right through his glove earlier in this one, or matter ago, and now Cougars have John Passenaw to the top of the plate, or to the top of the order for Catholic Central. Passenaw 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI reach on an error earlier in this one. That pitch gets by the catcher, London, and over to second. Goes Hoffman. So a runner in scoring position for Catholic Central. And John Passenaw with runners in scoring position. He's batting .615 coming into today. 8 hits and 13 at-bats. Here's the 1-0 from Pollock. Swing and a pop-up into shallow right. Hutchings coming in, and he'll make the grab. And we'll head to the 7th. Catholic Central, monstrous collapse in the top half of the inning. Can't get anything done in the bottom half. We'll head to the 7th. Last call for baseball on the Cougar Baseball Network. Top 7 here at the Cat Reagan Cleves, joined by Matt Geika up here in the broadcast booth. And after a 5-run top of the 6th, Northview looks to extend their lead. Here, that's a foul ball that hit off the foot of the batsman, number 19, Ethan London. He was also the catcher, so it's going off. That one goes off his foot, and we got an 0-1 count here to start the 7th. John Passanaugh back on the bump for his second partial inning of work. He got the last 2 outs of that 6th inning, coming in after Austin Baxter allowed 2 runs when he was pitching and left 2 runners on, which Graham Kaufman allowed to score, and then Kaufman only pitched to 1 batter. That was Miller. He got on with a single, and then John Passanaugh came in, got the final 2 outs of that inning. Now that's lined on the left field line, foul, over to where the Sparta players are warming up, waiting for this game to conclude. They'll play Northview in the second game of this doubleheader, coming up about a half hour after the conclusion of this ball game. The 1-2 from Passanaugh. Swinging a fly ball into foul territory, right field on the run, and making... No, he didn't make the grab. Okay.
Just barely touched the grass.
It was a close one there, and good effort there by Jacob Pitt, the first baseman. Lost his hat in the effort, but fortunately couldn't grab the ball. 1-2 remains the count to London. Passanaugh steps, kicks, and fires. That one bounced in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to London. He's 0 for 2 with a sac fly as well back in the 4th.
The Northview dugout is very vocal right now. They're smelling it. Just their chance for their second win of the year.
Yeah, they've been vocal all day as this one's fouled back into the betting cage of Catholic Central. Keep it at 2-2. On the count 7-6, the score, a monstrous 5-run 6th inning for Northview sees them up by 1. Here after trailing by 4 entering into the inning. Reminds me of the Mets a couple of days ago with that 7-run 9th inning. This one is upstairs. Peyton Klaus, maybe if he stays down in a crouch on that one, maybe he gets that call from the umpire, but instead it's ball 3, and John Passanaugh adjusts his pants and gets back onto the rubber. He's got the sign, and here's the payoff pitch. Swing and grounded softly foul, third base side. Picked up by the Northview third base coach and tossed back into John Passanaugh.
London waited and waited and waited on that. He was definitely in reaction mode with the full count.
And it was he reached out for that one too. If he lets that go, it's probably ball 4, but instead he fouls it off the end of the bat. Down the third base side, here's the 3-2 fly ball, center field, tracking that back is Graham Kaufman, and he's got it. Austin Baxter. Change in position. Baxter's back out to center.
Number 16, Garrett.
I figured that the Cougars might follow that down and away breaking ball with a high and tight fastball, and they did, but London got a good piece of that. That was not an easy catch. Yeah. At least medium depth, maybe a little bit behind the positioning of Baxter.
Yeah, he certainly had to backtrack on that one, but he makes a good grab. So that first pitch hits Hutchings. So Garrett Hutchings gets hit, and he is on first now. So John Passanaugh hits the second batter of the inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder, number 7, Caden Bitely. So a runner on first, 1 out here in inning. Throw over is not in time. Tell you what, the infield umpire's signals have been really hard to read all day. His safe sign is very quick, and he doesn't extend his arms a ton. Now a big swing and a miss on a fastball low for strike number 1 on Bitely.
I think the umpires at this level sometimes forget that they're also working in front of fans who want to know what's going on. Yeah, the players can hear you, but we can't.
Yeah. especially up here in the booth. Now a high fly ball deep into left field. That one is going to be foul.
Ooh.
But he crushed that one over the wall. My goodness, if that one had been fair, it would be a 3-run ball game now.
Looking at Aiden Johnson's route to that, too, I thought for sure it was going to be fair, but ended up being pushed maybe a little bit by that breeze.
Yeah, the breeze. Look at the American flag over to our right. We can't see it, but when I was out looking over earlier, the flag is straight out to the left, so it's a stiff breeze out there here today. Nothing into the count on Bitely. Here's the pitch. That comes inside. He threw it behind Bitely. Bitely trying not to get hit for the second time today. It was hit back in the 5th, getting the second run of the game across eventually for Northview, but they haven't been kicked off. It was a fantastic 3 innings for these Wildcats. Here's the pitch. High pop-up behind home plate into the left side, and it is well foul into the swamp over to our left.
One of many swamps in West Michigan right now. The ground is still rather saturated.
Yeah, coming in the bullpen behind the Northview dugout, the pitcher's mound, although itself is dry, it's surrounded by a little bit of a moat on that swampy bullpen area. Here's the 1-2 from Passanaw. Swinging a ground ball, third base side, got through the glove of Ben Passanaw, and everybody is safe.
It ended up being a nice hop for him, actually. I don't want to say room service, but up by his shoulder. Some top spin on that grounder.
It's just been a bit of a rough last 4 innings for Catholic Central. They haven't been able to get much defensive help, and granted their pitching didn't do them any service in that 6th, but it's another error by Ben Passanaw. He struggled with those last year as well in the hot corner. Here's a fly ball center field. Baxter under it, and he makes the grab. He struggled to find that one in the sun, but he eventually was able to find it and make the grab for out number 2.
Wow, these guys aren't used to seeing the sun.
Yeah, it has been a cloudy start to the season here.
It's a different kind of condition for sure today.
Yeah.
High sky too.
Yeah, it's been a clear, beautiful day for baseball here at the Cougar baseball field. Nice shot there, Jim. Draining it into the trash can here. That's fouled up and into the netting on the top of the backstop. Falls down. Strike for 0-1 here on Miller. Miller, the number 9 hitter. He singled back in the 6th. Going along with an RBI back in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. Here's the kick and the pitch. Coming inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here on Miller. Reagan Cleaves and Matt Geike on the call for you here from the Cougar baseball field. At the Cat. In the first of 3 games on the docket for today. Popped up third base side. Ben Passanaw tracking under it. Close to the fence. And will make the grab for out number 3. So a pop-up to third base ends the road half of the 7th. We head to the bottom. Cougars need 1 run to tie, 2 to win here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Last call for baseball here at the Cat. Bottom of the 7th, Catholic Central needs 1 run to tie. They have not scored since the 5th. That was before they had a relatively defensive collapse, shall we say, in that 6th inning. That's in there for a strike at the knees. Sam Pollock still on the hill. Here's Peyton Klaus. He's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch in his first at-bat. Swing on a ground ball, third base side, scooped up there by the third baseman. Bozak going to flip it over to Stoy for out number 1. The Cougars down to their final 2 outs.
What really hurts is that top of the 6th, Northview did not hit the ball very hard at all. It was, you call it a hit on the bunt, but it should have been an out. And then, of course, the error that led to the go-ahead run coming across.
Yeah, and it's a bunch of miscommunications, too, on the defensive end. Graham Kaufman, that one's in there for a strike on Kuzner, who has re-entered the baseball game. But Kaufman and Klaus had a miscommunication on that bunt, and then on something that could have ended the inning on a ground ball to short, Kuzner flipped the baseball to Ben English, who was running to cover second base, and English just wasn't expecting it, and it could have ended the inning. Instead, it extended it, and Northview got a couple of runs after that. That one bounces in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike here to Kuzner. Kuzner, in the first and third innings, was 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI. He got put out on a fielder's choice in the third, ending his trip on the base paths. He was the 1-1. Bounced in the dirt once more. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Luke Kuzner. Pollock on the mound for his second inning of work, the third pitcher of the day for the Wildcats. He's working a 2-1 count here on Kuzner. Here's the pitch. Up and in the inside corner for strike number 2, even count 2-2.
So now if you're Kuzner, can't really guess at the next pitch. Pollock's gone outside for a strike, inside for a strike.
Ground ball to the third base. Bozak got through him, and Kuzner takes a big round around first, but he'll stay there. So a base knock and or an error. I didn't really see that one get past Bozak, but either way, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is the tying run stands at first base with Jacob Pitt coming up to the plate.
I think it's fair to say Bozak should have had it, or at least kept it in front of him. And now the door's open for Catholic Central.
Yeah, if they can get a run here. Now Kuzner goes, throw down to second. Not in time. That throw was wide to the right, and Kurjan Tanis arguing his case, Jaden Bozak at short now, arguing his case, but he's not going to get that. So the Cougars have a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch, swinging and a drive into the gap, rounding third and heading for home is Kuzner. Throw to the plate is not in time. Kuzner scores from second, and the Cougars have tied up the baseball game.
Well, the throw came in. It was strong enough from right field, but up the line. And the catcher, Denton, just could not reach back. I thought he might be able to, but bang, bang play at the plate, and Catholic Central makes Northview pay for the error this time.
Yeah, and London was in front of the foul line. He was allowing Kuzner a ton of space, and that allowed Kuzner to kind of move around the catcher and slide in and get that left hand on the on over home plate, and that ties up the ball game. And to boot, Jacob Pitt got to second on that one, and the Cougars have the winning run in scoring position here with Aiden Johnson coming up to the plate. Johnson's got 2 RBIs with 2 singles. Back in the 5th, he singled back in the 3rd, struck out his first time up to end the 1st. But for Catholic Central, this is a great opportunity, especially after that 6th.
And, well, here they are right now. They probably feel like, okay, we got a break. We can amend for our previous mistakes. And like you were saying earlier, it was a nice afternoon for the Cougars, morning/afternoon here until the 6th inning. So they can snatch it back and stay on track here this season and prepare for another game later. So you don't have that terrible taste in your mouth while waiting to play again against Sparta this afternoon.
And if you're Sparta, you're chomping at the bits, especially seeing that 6th inning. There's a pitch. Caught the outside corner. In at second base now is Jack Gritza running for Pitt. Nothing in 1 to count on Johnson.
Not much of a lead for Gritza right now.
That pitch is in there for strike 2. Johnson's wants 2 good pitches right down the heart of the plate and is held up on both of them. Runner on second. One out here in the bottom of the 7th. Catholic Central has come back to tie the baseball game. That pitch missed up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Johnson, trying to get his 3rd RBI of the game, and his 3rd hit to boot. Pollock started the day at short, came in relief. Delivers the 1-2, swing and a ground ball just past Pollock to second. Michalski over to first in time for the out on Johnson. So he grounds out, but he moves Gritza over to third. So the winning run 90 feet away for Catholic Central as Ben Passano comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3.
Makes the task a little bit tougher for Passano, but at the same time, you reach base, you win the game.
Yeah, Ben Passano really struggled last year in the batter's box. He was the worst hitter for Catholic Central. He struck out, I believe, like 28 times last year, but he's rebounded well, 13 for 28 so far coming into today, 464. He watches that one catch the outer half of the plate for strike 1.
At this stage of these players' developments, they can make huge strides in 1 year, and we're seeing it right now with Ben.
Yeah, he certainly has. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a high fly ball left field. Camped under that is Bitely. And he makes the grab. We're headed to extras, I believe, here at the Cougar Baseball Field. Indeed, we are. Extra baseball here on the Cougar Baseball Network. 7-7 to the 8th here at the Cat. After spending basically the entire game for the first 5 innings of play worrying about pitch count with his pitchers, Tim McKinnon has for the third straight inning, elected to go with his ace, John Passano, who takes the bump here in the top of the eighth. He's got the top of the order to work with for Northview as Pollock, who's now the pitcher, watches that pitch go in there for strike number one. Catholic Central, after giving up 5 runs in the 6th. Oh, look out, that one hit Pollock in the head, and
Oof.
he jogs over to first, looks no worse for wear, hyping up the bench.
The fact that got to the backstop indicates it was more of a glancing blow, but still a scary moment for just a second there.
Oh, yeah, it hit his helmet, and then it looked like it either hit off of Klaus or the home plate umpire. One of the two, and then ended up at the backstop here. So Northview trying to get on the board, showing bunt, and that's going to be... that's not going to be caught. Jacob Pitt laying out for that baseball, but it was just too far for him. He couldn't get the glove around it, and it falls foul here on Bozak. Bozak walked his last time up in the 6th. He had a single back in the 5th and a fly out and a ground out in his 2 earlier at-bats. Folks, if you're wondering, the next game is not going to start at 12:30 for obvious reasons. Only one baseball field here. That's popped up high. Klaus can't find it as it goes to the backstop. Nothing in 2. So 2 bunts here for Bozak. Both of them have gone foul to the first base side.
One of them could have been caught. This one, that would have taken a magical effort for a catcher to react that quickly.
Yeah, and it was about 10 feet away from Klaus, so not really any chance on that. But Passano's worked his man to an 0-2 count here. He'll lean in, get the sign. Pollock takes a good lead. That pitch is up and in. First ball of the at-bat. This has been one heck of a roller coaster of a game here for Catholic Central. They started out pretty well, scoring in the first 2 innings 3 runs. They were held scoreless in the 3rd, but responded with another 3 runs in the next 2 innings. And they held a 6-2 lead before, they're heading into the 6th before a monstrous collapse in the top half, allowing 5 runs. Now the throw over to first, not in time. Pitt thought he got him, but he didn't, according to the infield umpire.
Passano wanted that last call for a strike. The ball was a bit up, it appeared, but we've seen some high strikes, though.
We've seen high strikes all afternoon, but they have been all over the place. This one popped up first base side. That's going to drift foul. Giving the count at 2-2. Bozak trying to reach base for the 3rd time here today. This is the first of 3 games on the docket. Catholic Central has the next one off before taking on Sparta at 3. Then we've got a Sparta Northview game coming up right after this one, presuming we ever get done with this baseball game.
Don't these guys know this is a tournament? It's 3 games today.
I know. I know, exactly.
I know the sun's out a long time these days, but still.
I've got yard work to do once I get home, and that's... No, I'm not going to your house. Come on. I'm not doing yard work for you. The reason I'm doing yard work is because my parents asked me to. This one's popped up behind home plate and back to the track, and luckily that's going to hit the bleachers, and track practice is done. All you did was give me Wi-Fi, basically.
We need a 3rd mic in this booth, apparently.
Yeah, we do.
Do a little...
You bring yours, Matt?
I did not.
Darn it.
I should have. Do a little Howard Cosell, 3rd man in.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball into shallow center. Getting over there is Luke Kuzner. He'll make the grab as Austin Baxter running in, lost his gap. And there's one out here with the fly out, or a pop out, to short. 2 outs here, top of the 8th. Catholic Central coming back from a 1-run deficit in the bottom of the 7th after giving up a 5 spot in the 6th. Allowing Northview to come back and tie the baseball game and take the lead. Throw over to first. Not in time. Diving back was Pollock. He was hit by a pitch on the second pitch of the inning and stands on first. Here's the set and the pitch. Pollock goes upstairs, throw it on to second, and plenty of time. Did they get him? No, they didn't. My goodness. That one looked to be dead on the money and looked like they got him, but the infield umpire had other things to say. It's a stolen base for Pollock.
Very close, I'll put it that way. And a short hop, that was the one thing that might have cost Catholic Central, but it was a good throw. If you're going to err on the side of, on the throw down, you want to err with a little bit of a lower throw. And just could not get the out.
And that was a ball upstairs, so that moves the go-ahead run 90 feet closer. That one misses upstairs as well, drawing some noise from the Northview bench. They're looking for the upset here against the second team in the conference. That's in there on the inner half for his strike, 2-1 on Denton. Easton Denton struck out his last time out for the second time today, but he walked and came around to score in that big sixth inning. 2 balls, 1 strike. The set from Passano, the kick and the pitch. Going is Pollock, and he slides in safely. A second stolen base. In this trip around the bases for Sam Pollock, and the pitcher for Northview is looking to help his cause as he is 90 feet away from giving Northview the lead.
Well, just prior to that stolen base, Klaus had thrown down after a pitch to second base. You don't see that very often. Did not bother the base runner.
No, it didn't. Klaus has thrown behind the runners at second a couple times. That one's upstairs, and he lost him. Did pass a walk, puts runners on the corners with 1 out here in the 8th.
Number 23, Isaiah Stoy.
If Catholic Central loses this one, this is a big win for Northview here. They as we said, they're 1 and 12, on the year. They haven't been able to get much done offensively, but this is a big game for them, and their bench is their dugout certainly feeling it right now.
And Stoy, who just took over at first base, gets a chance to affect the outcome in a big way.
Stoy's been DHing, bunts it, fair, run is coming home. Pollock tries to run over Klaus, and he's not happy. Oh boy. As now benches, at least Northview's bench is going to empty a little bit as Pollock lowered his shoulder and tried to barrel into Klaus, and now the bench is chirping at the third base coach for Northview. And that's come on, you can't do that.
Well, Ethan London, give him credit. He pushed Pollock away from home plate for Northview. So realizing that there was nothing to be fired up about there.
I mean, Klaus did give his man an extra shove, but third base coach for Northview is coming in, and
he's talking.
He's talking with the umpires, and
has he been thrown out of this game?
Did he just get thrown out?
I think he did.
Wow, so the third base coach, it seems for Northview, has been ejected from this baseball game after Klaus and Pollock got into it at home plate. Pollock lowered his shoulder trying to barrel over Klaus. Klaus took exception, gave him a shove, and the third base coach, who we believe maybe the manager, Jason Denton, came in and gave his word to the umpire, and he's been presumably ejected. And no, apparently he hasn't. So he stays in the ball game.
The umpire's writing something down here.
Yeah, and it's weird because he motioned like maybe he threw him out.
That's what I thought I saw too. I saw a motion toward the dugout, basically.
Yeah, he's got to slide. You can't run into him. Granted, Klaus was blocking the plate, but he had the baseball.
The throw was there.
Yeah, the throw was there miles ahead of the runner. So, well, it looks like the third base coach is staying in this ball game.
Okay. Well, right. Pollock was at least 10 feet from the plate by the time the toss got to the catcher, Klaus. So.
Well, now Tim McKinnon is talking to the umpire. Getting typically a cool-headed manager.
That could have been it.
He also could have thrown out the runner. And now, two umpires are going to get together and talk about something at the behest of Tim McKinnon. Don't know what they could be talking about.
Well, something happened that merited the home umpire. They're saying safe at the plate.
Wait a second. No. Wait a second.
I'm pretty sure they just did.
Did they just
call him
Did they
for
just
blocking.
call him safe? Or are they calling the runner? So hold it. What?
Well, the Northview bench just erupted.
Okay, so the umpire signaled the first and says the runner's safe. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so no run is scored. Don't.
All right.
No run has scored. Runners at first and second here, with Story reaching on that play. 2 outs here for Catholic Central defensively. And it's the catcher, London. Now a drive into left field. That's going to get down. Run's going to come around to score in Denton. Then they might have a play at third. No, they don't. But Northview with a big hit there by London. A stand-up RBI double puts Northview on top, 8-7.
Well, nothing cheap about that hit. That was blistered into the gap. A nice play from Baxter, actually, to cut that off and prevent a second run from coming across for Northview.
And that'll put runners on second and third with Stoy moving up 2 bases on that one. So for the second time today and second time the last 2 innings, Catholic Central is down by 1. That's in there for a strike, a good breaking ball on Hutchings.
So I think the argument might be from Northview that there was interference, or maybe from Catholic Central that there wasn't interference on the play at the plate that allowed Stoy to reach first.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. Oh, and a ball gets by. Klaus coming home to score is Stoy. A wild pitch there from John Passanaw. And it's a 2-run lead now for Northview here in the top of the 8th.
Well, another mistake there from Catholic Central. And Northview has come back from 6-2 down. Now they lead by 2.
And this all basically goes back to that 6th inning when Catholic Central have a couple of mistakes. Now that's fouled to the backstop. A couple of mistakes by Catholic Central. Miscommunications between pitcher and catcher and second and short, which could have easily gotten them out of that 6th inning with the lead, but it's not the case here. That pitch misses up and away. 2-2 now. The count on Hutchings. Hutchings came around to score back in the 6th. He's got a runner on third off of that wild pitch in London. Wildcat dugout has been vocal all morning into the afternoon. That one just barely missed London inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Vocal all afternoon, and with a 2-run lead here in the 8th, they're getting all the more loud.
We'll give them credit. Hard to stay engaged in a season that's gone the way that it has for Northview.
Here's the payoff pitch. Popped up on the infield. Actually, never mind. That's into shallow center. And there to make the grab is Baxter. But the Cougars surrender 2 runs in the inning, and they've got to score twice if they want to extend this baseball game. It's 9-7 heading to the bottom of the 8th here on the Cougar Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th here. Catholic Central needs 2 to tie, 3 to win. They were 90 feet away back in the 7th from winning, but a fly out to left sent us to extras. They surrender 2 in the top half and now have to get those runs back if they want to extend this game. New pitcher for Northview and a Dempsey Ventures. Pitching change is number 19, Ethan London, who moves from behind the plate to the mound. And Easton Denton, who started the game on the bump, is now behind the dish. Now the first 2 pitches from London have been bounced in the dirt to Austin Baxter.
London's warm-up wasn't the best either, so keep an eye on that. Plenty of pitches in the dirt so far.
And from what we've seen, this might be a good sign for Catholic Central. 2-0 pitch coming. In there for a strike at the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. Baxter, the center fielder for Catholic Central, came in, surrendered 2 runs while it was on the bump in the 6th. Ended up getting 4 earned toward his name. Now we'll foul this one. 2 balls and 2 strikes evening up the count here. It's a windy, brisk day here. 60 degrees and sunny here at the Cat in Northeast Grand Rapids. Game 1 of a 3-game round-robin tournament on Mother's Day, or at least the Saturday before it, rather. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Strike 3, so after 2 balls that bounced in the dirt, London bounces back. It's a strikeout on Baxter. And now that'll bring up Ben English. Or no, pardon me. Yeah, that'll be Ben English. Here, English reached his first 2 times, but before lining out to a left, here's the first pitch. Outer half, strike 1.
English versus London feels right, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. British feel to this one.
Bring your bangers and mash to home plate.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on English. Surprised Jim Lantu didn't bring out Rule Britannia or something British over the PA here for this one. Here's the 0-2 from London. Up and in. He went headhunting. In on Ben English, but he missed. So 1-2 the count now. Nobody on, 1 out here. Bottom of the 8th. Catholic Central and Northview in extra innings in a game that Catholic Central had in the books until the 6th inning. Here's the 1-2. Cut the outside, half looking down, looking goes English, and 2 strikeouts on 2 straight 2-2 counts. Brings up Nick Hoffman, the last chance for Catholic Central to do anything in this baseball game.
It doesn't look like London has command of his breaking ball at all, but the fastball has been excellent.
It certainly has. First 2 batters has gotten him to strike out in the outer half. First pitch to Hoffman, lines that with great speed into the fence. Just closer to us than the dugout for Northview. 0-1 here on Hoffman. Hoffman reached on an error and fielder's choice his last 2 times up. Struck out his first time up. London comes set. Here's the kick and the pitch. Breaking ball comes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, if I'm Denton behind the plate, I'm going to just work the fastball here. It's been a lot of breaking stuff has missed, gone high and inside. Let's see if they can get some fastballs here. At least that's what Northview fans hoping. Speaking of which, there is one on the outer half for another fastball on the outside.
That thing has a little bit of tail on it, too. It looks like it's a nice bit of movement, maybe about 6 inches, and he's catching the outside corner at least 3 times now. He's painted it.
That's a really good fastball and really good work by the catcher. And that one's on the out half. Oh, my goodness. That's a pitch you're going to strike a guy out to end the game. My goodness, that's about 6 inches outside, and Northview will bring home a winner in Game 1. of this tournament. A strikeout looking. 3 strikeouts for London coming in relief. And Northview wins 9-7 here from the Cat. Matt, any last thoughts?
Well, I showed up just in time to see the downturn of this game. I apologize to the Cougars fans out there watching this, but hey, it's just a good lesson that you have to bear down, execute, stay locked in mentally, and it just didn't look like Catholic Central was able to do that, especially in that 6th inning. And give them credit, they came back to tie it, forced extra innings, but again, we saw even in extras, a wild pitch ends up costing them a run. So not the cleanest played ball game, no doubt about it. The good news for the Cougars is that they get a chance to regroup, have some lunch, and take on Sparta here later this afternoon.
And speaking of which, the second game of this tournament, and it'll be Sparta and Northview. We'll return for that in about half hour. Give Sparta some time to warm up, us some time to regroup here on the Cougar Baseball Network. 9-7 the final here in the first game of this tournament. We'll be right back here on the Cougar Baseball Network for the Mother's Day tournament from the Cat.